It's Care Providers of Minnesota's The Inside Scoop, featuring your advocacy team, Patty Cullen, Toby Pearson, Aaron Bowie, and Todd Bergstrom. This week's host, Toby Pearson.
Welcome to today's Inside Scoop. Today is Friday, February 15th, another week at the legislature. Positive things this week. Two things. One, electronic monitoring moved ahead in the Senate. Remember, the two issues that are most outstanding in the electronic monitoring are the ideas of consent and notice. We continue to move things ahead. There will be another stop next week. Also, there was action on the 7% disability waiver rate cut that is taking place. It's moving in both the House and the Senate right now. They're moving multiple vehicles, so it's hard to give you a quick rundown on it, but just know that it will be addressed and there are versions that are moving forward. Next week, we have a Senate hearing on Monday in the Judiciary Committee for Electronic Monitoring. Judiciary is a long and difficult hearing, but that is scheduled for Monday, and we are optimistic that we'll make it through Judiciary Committee next week with electronic monitoring on the Senate side. Tuesday, on the House side, they are going to hear the Advocates Bill. This is the Consumer Protections Bill. They have wrapped electronic monitoring, licensure, and private right of action and all of the advocate things into one big barrel of joy. They will be hearing that on Tuesday, so we will be testifying on that on Tuesday. Also on Tuesday, we are expecting the governor's budget to come out, and with the governor's budget comes language and other things to tip the governor's hand as to what his priorities are. We will be looking very closely at a number of things, including property rates for nursing facilities, whether or not there's any changes to elderly waiver payment, and of course all of the licensure electronic monitoring stuff that we've been working on for the past fall and even the summer as we move forward. So we will give you an update next week on where the governor's budget stuff is. We may do a special scoop just in case, depending on how good or bad it is. Otherwise, look to the usual scoop next week and probably some action articles outlining what's going on in detail. But this is my plea to you this week. Again, if you haven't been sending in your positive stories, please start sending your positive stories into your senators and representatives. They continue to hear bad stories from all of the advocates. They need to know that all the bad stories are not just what goes on in your assisted living and your nursing home. They need to hear the positive ones. So if you haven't started collecting them and sending and sharing them, please do at this time. Next week will be the kickoff for all the really big fighting around consumer rights and private right of action and licensure. So we need to get some positive stories in there. And that is today's Inside Scoop. Thanks for watching.